Prior to the Amen Clinic, life was pretty tough. It was pretty tough. My son was a little bit unfocused. He had a hard time with things. Myself personally, I would say I was overfocused. I tended to worry a lot about things, worry about my family, worry about work, overthink things constantly. Quite dramatically. Actually, it was dramatic, I would say, when I did the full evaluation. It was dramatic right away for me. That weekend, I actually went on some vitamins that Amen Clinic actually prescribed to me. And it was phenomenal because before that I was on Adderall. And I wouldn't say I was like myself at all. In fact, I found a dramatic change. I was only on Adderall for a year. I was someone who in fact was diagnosed with ADHD a lot later in my life, only because I found out my son had it. So I started exploring myself and discovered that I had ADHD. So after going through it for about a year, to me it was a complete relief. So much so that I actually put my whole family through it. Because I was so impressed on it, the way I was feeling, I figured the rest of my family, my 2 sons and wife, probably would benefit from the same thing. Since coming to the Amen Clinic, my life has been very positive. I would say my happiness chart, or the happiness, has upticked for myself personally as well as my family. I think with a family, it's the interaction that matters. We understand each other better, but my brain, I guess, feels healthier, which affects everything. That was a startling thing for me to learn, especially seeing a picture of my brain from the whole SPECT scan. It really kind of scared me. It was a phenomenal picture just to see it in reality. I tend to be a very analytical person. So prior, when I was diagnosed with ADHD, it was a little bit unsure for myself because it was from a psychiatrist or psychologist. There was nothing analytical about it. You know, after attending the Amen Clinic and going through the full evaluation, I then understood a lot more. And again, I had something tangible in front of me. But not only tangible, it was a real solution that I was given, as opposed to a discussion that reoccurred over and over again, how it was changing my life. To get me to the Amen Clinic, the tipping point was when I think the interaction with our family was really the challenge. We didn't understand each other. All of us are very different, and in fact, we all have a different type of ADHD, which makes it very challenging. Although there's similarities between, each son, the tipping point was we just could not communicate. And more so, we were not getting the results that we wanted. I mean, generally we're highly successful in terms of how people would term successful, right? We do very well in our jobs. We do really well in life in general. Kids are generally very successful in high school. But they weren't realizing their full potential, what we thought we could. And it goes with my wife and I as well. We just really felt like we weren't realizing our potential. There was something missing. My experience coming to the Amen Clinic, it was first of all, a very friendly and welcoming atmosphere. I would say that they've done this so many times before that me coming in, it wasn't new, but for myself personally, it was new. Trust is a very important thing, that I could be open and honest, and immediately I felt from every aspect, from the technician who gave me the SPECT scan, to the doctor, to the historian, everybody was very, very trustworthy and open, and seemed to really care about my health, my result. And not only that, afterwards, I come here quite frequently, checking in with my sons, my wife, myself. Same kind of feeling when I come in. It's almost like a family. And what's interesting about it is that you meet other people as you're kind of waiting, in the general lobby, and you find similarities with other people, and you're more open about sharing because it's a very safe atmosphere to share. I would tell, by coming to the Amen Clinic, I would tell most of the other families that would consider it, that it's going to be probably the biggest investment that they can make in their life. And I'm not talking necessarily the biggest investment from a dollar value, it's the impact that it makes to your life. To me, after going through it, it was the aha moment that basically, I can't believe I didn't do this earlier. If you think about it, your brain is the most important thing. It controls everything, not only your body, but how you get through life. And it seems logical at this point that that's what you would make an investment on, if anything. So again, it's the biggest investment I think I've made, and it's the biggest return on my investment to date, not only for myself, but I would say my family as well.